Hello, hello, hello. Hey, I've been reading some of these comments. I've been reading some of these comments. You guys crack me up. Uh, hey, Storm Free, number one in here tonight, girl. God bless. Much love. Good to see you. And Miss Miss Justice, Miss Justice. Much love, PD, and prayers. Much love to you and yours. Prayers to you. God bless. Number three, Lisa. All right. Hey, PG. Much love, beautiful lady. Much love to you. You know it. And Linda. How you doing tonight? Hello, PG. Hello, 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 Linda. How you doing tonight, sweetie? God bless. Much love to all of y'all. Good to see you in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. God bless. Let's see who else is in here tonight. Going to get Dr. Pepper Zero and some crackers. Right? It sounds good, girl. It sounds good. I need to get me some popcorn. I like double butter. Right? I can't eat popcorn if I ain't got a. I think it's all butter. I think it's all butter when I get done. Let me get down through here. Hey, Janet, how you doing tonight, sweetie? PT, much love to you. Good to see you. Hey, Dawn, that is beautiful, girl. That is absolutely beautiful. Amen. Absolutely, Janet. I appreciate that, sweetheart. God bless. Hey, Robin, how you doing tonight? Hey, PG and Chad. Hey, hey, hey to you. Anna, Jean, Bridget, good to see you. Hey, I'm glad to see you too tonight. PG took yesterday off. I took Friday and Saturday. No, I came in Saturday. I took Sunday off. PG's little girl, how you doing? Nurse Cindy, hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. Rando, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Legendary. There's Carmen. Good to see you, girl. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I appreciate that. Aw, hello, PD and Summer's Army. Much love and prayers. Much love and prayers to you, girl. God bless you. Hey, Ryan Solo, how you doing? Auntie Sherry. Good to see you, sweetie. Good to see you in here. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you, girlfriend. Hey, hey, beautiful PG Mods chat. Good to see you all. Much love. Much love to you, girl. You know it. Hey, Parker. Let's see. Who else? I'm hoping I'm not. Sherry. Hello, hello, hello. I got 2 Sherrys in here tonight. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you, girlfriend. Oh, I missed my Australia. There she was. There she was. Let me back up. Let me back up. Beep, beep. Oh, I lost her. I lost her. My Australia was there. Okay, Australia. Cool gamer. How you doing? Just a small town. How you doing, sweetie? Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Oh, PG, much love to you, girl. You know it. Ah, there's lovely London. I love that. I love that. There's my Australia. Hey, girlfriend, good to see you in here. Dory, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello to you. Angel girl. I'm still heading to the bottom, you guys. Good evening to you, sweetie. Anna, good evening to you. Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Amen. Amen. Hey, PG's little girl. All right. I got super chat. He said, love you, Mom. I love you too, girl. And congratulations, your anniversary tonight. Your anniversary. I hope you said you was going to the beauty shop. I can't wait to see how beautiful your hair is. Hey, Ruby Rainmaker, how you doing? Daniel, good to see you. Second to none. I thought I passed you up. There you are. There you are. Oh, that's gorgeous. Carrie, I appreciate that, hon. I appreciate it. Hey, girl, I love you too. You know it. Hey, Jessica, how you doing, honey? All right, I'm at the bottom. I'm at the bottom, you guys. I try to get everybody as I go down the line. Always want to say hello to everyone. Let everybody know how much they're loved and cared for in here and respected. And respected. Man, you ever light a smoke twice? I tell you, I don't like to light them twice. Oh yeah, that's much better. Hey Caroline, much love to you, girl. Hello PG, chat mods, much much love to you and yours. God bless you. Holidays coming up, you guys. Thanksgiving, right? Thanksgiving. Can anybody find a fresh turkey? Can anybody find a turkey that ain't frozen? That's my question. If anybody can find a turkey that isn't frozen, let me know. I mean, unless you got one raised. I mean, if you got one out in your backyard, but like in a store, because everywhere it's like everything's frozen. You know, it's like they got a million frozen turkeys they're trying to get rid of. The last 5 years, you ain't been able to find a fresh turkey anywhere. It's like, what the hell happened to Thanksgiving? What happened to America? What happened to America and fresh turkeys? I don't even know. Where the hell you find fresh turkey? Parker. Oh, super cat. We won't stop until we get justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Amen, girl. Amen. Much love and prayers for Summer. Amen. You bet. We sure won't, right? We ain't giving up that easy. Don't ask me. We already had our Thanksgiving in Canada. All right. I should have had Thanksgiving in Canada. I might have been able to find a fresh, not ever frozen turkey. Right. Oh wow. Absolutely. Thanks for supporting her channel. Everything is so appreciated. Yeah, they all got pardoned. It sounds like Trump. It sounds like something he would do. No doubt in my mind. You know, I probably would do it too. I probably would pardon every turkey as well. They're so cute, right? They're so cute. You see one and you want to you want to save them all. I can't blame him. At least he's got a heart. Right? At least he's got a heart. God bless him. Oh, that's so sweet. PG's little girl. I will always support my mom, PG, and Summer. Amen. Anyway, I'm going to get right to it because Cathy the friend. Cathy the friend. Um, you know, we haven't talked about her really in a long time, right? Like she's been in conversation in the passing for a long, long time, but we haven't really, you know, talked about her for a while. We really haven't, and you know, like I said, you keep going back, you come forward, and you go back and come forward. Like we missed so many things. We missed so much, you know. You can't see the forest for the trees when you're in it. You know, it's like, you know, you might be blind, but the neighbors ain't, type thing. You know, when you're inside of a case like this with so many different, you know, dark alleys and different components and different people and you know, like Summer's cases, you know, it's one of a kind. I mean, I know there's a lot of missing kids cases, but her case is really like sporadic. It's all over the place. And it's so much different than, you know, like Michael's case. Michael's case is isolated to these 4 people in this one house. Um, and Sebastian's case pretty much isolated to his mother in that one house. Um, you know, after they left the restaurant, something went awry. Um, I don't think Sebastian's case would be that hard to solve if someone really wanted to solve it. But I think that money did get in the way of that case. Um, Money seems to get in the way of everything. And you know, laziness, stupidity, um, a lot of other stuff, you know, on law enforcement's behalf, in my opinion. So, um, with that being said, I don't think his case would have been as complicated to solve as, you know, Summers would. Um, and because it just didn't have, you know, it doesn't have all the different things going on within it. And then you have Jack and Lily Sullivan's case, which is to me pretty cut and dry as well. Um, if you ask me, that case is very cut and dry also. Um, because they live, they're secluded, and anything short of one of their undesirable friends showing up early for some stuff and taking the kids away, um, then they're the number one suspects, right? They are the number one suspects. Now, I don't, you know, I like to know if they ever had any cameras, any type of surveillance going on at that particular place that disappeared after Jack and Lily went missing. Because I know a lot of cameras came up missing after Summer went missing. Some trail cams that was taking pictures of Jackie Dobbs and other weird people on the road. From Jody Sue's standpoint. And also, you know, Allison's cameras came up missing, right? Allison's cameras just happened to not be working as well. Well, not happened to not be working. They happened to just completely fucking appear. You know, they disappeared completely. Like she didn't have no cameras anymore. They were there on the 14th gone on the 15th. Seems to be the case at Jody Sue's. They're on the 14th, gone on the 15th. So, you know, a lot of stuff going on in Summer's case as well with the camera system. But Jack and Lily Sullivan's case, I really believe that something, you know, something happened there, that big cover up. That's my opinion as far as their case goes. Emmanuel's case, Daddy already confessed. Man, that guy was one heck of a child abuser, wasn't he? I mean, he abused another child before and then completely destroyed this child. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, Candace's oldest son, you know, severely abused. And now Summer completely, you know, like Emmanuel, completely destroyed and gone, in my opinion. That's my opinion. But you cannot, if a person, you know, if a person has that severe child abuse upon their record, actually, if they have any type, because child abuse is something that gets worse, it don't get better. It's like, you know, it's like spousal abuse, right? It just gets worse. It's not going to get better. You let a man lay hands on you and you think, you know, you think he loves you, he cares about you. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you something. No, he's not. And when he says it won't happen again, it happens again. And the next time it's worse. And it gets worse and worse and worse. You know, and you just, that's the way child abuse is as well. I mean, you got to get out of it. Children have to be protected from these child abusers. And women, you know, don't think a man loves you. If he's, you know, if a man's putting hands on you, he don't love you. If he really loved you, I'm going to tell you, he ain't putting no hands on his mama. He ain't putting no damn hands on his mama. You know why? Because he loves her. And he ain't going to let nobody else put their hands on his mama either. Because he loves his mama. Think about that. Think about it. If he's putting his hands on you, oh, he should be loving you like he loves his mama. Right? Not like he, you know, loves his enemies. That's just the way it is. And I tell you another thing. Before I get to all of this, because this is going to take a while tonight. I tell you another thing. If a man is putting hands on you, why don't you test the water? Why don't you test the water? You know, why don't you get brave enough for about 5 seconds to give him back a little bit of what he's putting out? Because I'm going to tell you something. You see how mother freaking fast. You see how fast he's, you know, you think he's upset right then? Oh, you ain't seen nothing when you give him 5 minutes of what he's giving you. You ain't seen nothing. You're going to have a real problem on your hands, right? You have a real problem on your hands at that point. And I'm going to tell you something. Won't you tell him, hey, it's because I love you. I love you. It's because I care about you. He ain't going to want to hear that shit. He ain't going to want to hear you love him. Man, I'll tell you what. He ain't going to want to hear that. You're going to be lucky. You're going to be lucky. You're going to be lucky you make it, if you make it through it. No. Men don't like that. If they don't like, you know, if they don't like it, why are they doing it? That's my question. Right? That's my question. I'm going to tell you. I had a couple guys thought they were going to put hands on PG. They learn real fast. I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit at all. I want to tell you. I believe what's good for the goose, good for the gander. I don't have no fear. Put your hands on me. I'll put you to your knees real quick. And your fucking mama can come pick you up since she's the one you love so much. Ain't putting your hands on. Let her come pick you up. Right. Call your mama. Just make sure you fucking don't call me no more. Which I don't think. I don't think. It ain't never been a problem. Ain't never been a problem. Yeah, I don't put up with that shit. And don't put your fucking hands on me and tell me you love me. Right? I know bullshit when I hear it. Ain't happening. Yeah. All I got to say is, I hope you like daisies. All right. I hope you like daisies. Anyway, just saying, don't let people put their hands on you, and sure to hell don't be letting them put hands on your children. You don't let nobody lay hands to a woman or a child. People lay hands to a woman and a child, men who lay hands to a woman and a child, they yellow belly mother freaking cowards. Freaking streak down their back. Wider than a fucking Mack truck, right? Don't even, I don't tolerate that shit for 5 seconds. Not even 5 seconds. Ain't happening. You best keep your hands to yourself. Anyway, I want to talk about Cathy, the friend. Because Cathy, friend, everybody said, oh, she didn't give that box back because she's in love with Can. Oh, I believe that. I believe that was some of it. I believe that's some of it, I think she was a little, too involved, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I think, I couldn't figure out which one would, that kind of love. I mean, man, them two were like equal, right? They were like equal. They was like same size, same look. Like, I couldn't figure that one out. Somebody's got to play a role. Somebody's got to play the role, right? Somebody's got to have the feminine side. Who the fuck would have it in that situation? I don't even know. I'm still, often keeps me awake at night. I mean, if you ask me, they both look like fucking men, right? They both look like a man. Built like a man, look like a man. Yeah. Dress like men. I don't even know. But, and like, both of them aggressive as hell. Somebody's supposed to be getting, somebody's supposed to be the lady and everything. I didn't see that shit. I didn't see it. I still ain't seeing it. I be trying to see it. You gotta be in my head to understand this. You don't want to be there. You don't want to get in my head. My head's all fucked up. But anyway, yeah, that's some weird shit. Now, this is Don and Candace. They're talking to Nana about this box. God, I wish Nana would have not said nothing about the box. I wish she'd have just said this lady's got the jacket and see what the hell where Don went with it. But it is what it is.
Investigators are seeing what they could do, but they would like pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater.
It's the picture in the memory box. Yes.
Did you send the?
See, she keeps saying in the memory box. No, yeah, I'm saying she's got the jacket, Don. Right? That would have got his goat, and he just, he might spill some beans.
You say that there's pictures of her having that jacket or the sweater?
It's the picture in the memory box. Yes.
The picture in the memory box?
I mean, the jacket in the memory box. Yeah, the picture of it.
The picture of it in the memory box?
Yes.
He's looking at Candace trying to figure out what the fuck her sign language means. Like she's probably saying, Candace, she can barely fucking communicate with words. You can only imagine what the fuck her sign language is looking like in the background, right? With the big eyeballs and the dumb look on her face. And oh my freaking God. Shit. I can't believe I'm sitting here realizing that I'm trying to fucking make the face of Candace when she looks stupid, right? Wow.
Is there any pictures that you can send to my phone? Because we call our private investigators. They're seeing what they could do, but they would like us. Okay, what does a memory box mean? Does that mean?
It's the box that somebody that tell Candace to hold up for a minute, and I'll explain to you. Okay.
You want to talk to her? You want to talk to her? Talk to her. Here, I got my Bluetooth. I'm gonna give her my Bluetooth.
All right.
Just let me talk. Just let me talk. She's afraid Don's gonna fuck it up. There you go. Listen. Listen.
Here, I got my Bluetooth. I'm gonna give her my Bluetooth.
All right.
Just let me talk. See? Oh, yeah, we didn't catch that. We didn't catch that till now. I didn't ever catch that. Oh, damn. She's like, just let me talk. I told you when he kept saying, box, she was doing some freaky. I knew it. Man, I'll tell you what. I know them motherfuckers like the back of my hand, right? Damn. I knew it. She said, just let me talk. Oh, she's scared to death he was going to fuck it all up. Whoa.
Hey, Cathy told me it was the memory box that somebody that, supported you guys, not, you know what I mean.
Hey, little PG. This is a hell of a time to be saying that kind of shit. All right? I don't want to hear that, girl. I don't want to hear it. You're going to have to come up here. You're going to have to come up here and hang out now. Matter of fact, bring some more people with you. After saying that. Because I want them to bleed now. We're all getting close. What the hell? I might have to shut this live down and go on vacation, you guys, after that comment. Right?
Supported you emotionally.
It's got Paw Patrol on it and stuff like that.
Well, I don't know. I can't see the outside of the box. All you can see is Summer's name on the front of it.
Yeah, it's got a picture of, I think Chase's burnt in the box and all that stuff, like Marshall and Pop Box are all burnt into it.
Yeah, it's burnt into the wood, yeah.
And then I know she's also got the family picture that Robin made there too that's got my stuff and probably some other stuff that.
Oh, you hear it. You see, she's trying to get off track. She's trying to get all off track, talking about pictures and that Robin made and all this bullshit. When she was going through that box, I didn't see no pictures Robin made. All right, put a one in the chat if you agree. I didn't see no pictures Robin made. Did you guys see any pictures Robin made? Did you see pictures getting pulled out of that box that Robin made? Because I sure the fuck didn't. Hell no. Hell no. I didn't see no shit like that.
She took out of my stuff.
Well, when she sent it to me, that was before you and her were into it, and she has from day one that I met her or I started talking to her. I always supported you, always.
Right.
But I had asked her, I had messaged her and asked her for some pictures that wasn't already out there.
Whoa. See, I think that is the words. I think those are the words right there that gets the woo-woo going. I think that right there is like the key words to the woo-woo shit. Because you hear, she said, I always supported you. I always support you. Whoa. And that's what Benny was saying. I always support you guys, Candace. I support you. That and white boy. I support you. And all of these people that all the bad shit happened to, they'd be saying, I support you. I don't fucking support them motherfuckers. Hell to the no, no, no. Right? Hell to the no, no. I made it clear from day one, I support Summer. I even made it clear to Don and Candace, I'm here for Summer. Because Dom and them, they was trying to, do that shit with me about, how they appreciate me and they, supporting them. And I said, hey, wait a minute. Back it up. I told Don and Candace, I said, I don't support you. I support Summer. Don't be thanking me too soon. Because that's who I support. I let them know right off the bat. I support her. And that is the God's honest truth. Don Wells knows it and Candace knows it. I was like, I even stopped them and told them, don't be thanking me too soon. Because I'm here for that little girl. I'm here for her. And they're like, we understand, and we're glad, that you care. And yeah, I ain't ever fucking say that I support them bastards. But these people that this woo shit been happening on, oh damn, that must be the key words. I ain't never think about it. You guys. I'm gonna tell you what. That's gonna keep me up. That shit gonna be keeping me up tonight. I'm gonna be like looking at the fucking ceiling like, damn, I gotta research this shit. I gotta research and figure out what this support stuff is that causes this woo-woo shit to come upon people. Something ain't right here. Yeah. Holler. Hey girl, holla. Good to see ya. Yeah. If you are, I will put both hands up. If I am what? If I am what? You gonna put both hands up, wave them in the air like you just don't care. Whoop, whoop. I'm back here, freaking my hands up in the air, dancing, busting a move. Oh, if Deputy Sheriff was an actual cop, I don't think he could tell you that. I mean, if he was, I'm sure he couldn't tell you. officers out here, officers in this world out here, unless they're retired, there ain't, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to share that bit of information. But one thing for sure, Daniel, if he is law enforcement, we know he's only got one bullet in his pocket. All right. We know he's got one bullet in his pocket, and the chamber is empty. All right. That's funny stuff.
To put on Summer's birthday video, and she sent me a few of the pictures, like a picture of the rock that you painted for Summer when y'all were camping.
Yeah, I remember that.
She told me about the little cross, the little cross that's on the rock that you found.
Yeah.
And she had sent me just a picture of the memo or memory box, and it's open. It's showing hair bows and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want that so bad.
Well, she had told me that you had left it up there for safekeeping until Youngs could find Summer.
No, that's not true at all. Because when I went up there the last time to get my stuff,
Oh, she said that you were leaving it up there for safekeepings until they find Summer. She said you were keeping it there for safekeepings. You were keeping it there to keep it away from law enforcement. You mean until law enforcement quit coming around? Right? She was leaving it there till law enforcement quit coming around, and that's what it is.
not in my coat that I had. And I was wondering what happened to that, because I looked all over the house and I couldn't find it.
Well, so was Summer, because from the first time something was said about what she was wearing the day she went missing, it said a pink shirt and gray pants. So I assumed the jacket got took off of her, right?
The jacket was never on her when she went.
That's what I'm saying. She had it on in the truck, and then she didn't have it on her when she got gone.
Right. She got too hot, so she took it off.
She got too hot and she took it off. How could she take it off? Because the last time we seen her with it on, I'm pretty sure she was no longer with us, right? I'm pretty sure she was, unalived, right? And I haven't seen a ghost take a jacket off yet. I haven't seen no ghost take a jacket off yet.
Well, anyways, that's what I was saying, because I made a video yesterday trying to figure out where the jacket was at, because they reported a pink shirt and gray pants, but they.
Oh, right. Yeah, she did. She said she had like something, like some real some real shit coming out. She said she had some like mind-boggling stuff ready to hit the fan where Summer's case was concerned, and The very next day, I think it was like the very next day, she doesn't wake up, right? Like the very freaking next day. She gone. She gone. I'm like, damn, that was quick.
Didn't say anything about the pink and gray jacket. So I was trying to figure out where that was at.
And she was complaining with the same thing. At that time, she's complaining the same thing Dee Dee was. Headaches. She was complaining with headaches. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. She was complaining with the same exact symptoms as Dee Dee did. That's some scary shit right there.
And then when I was looking through, somebody had said something, and when I was looking through those pictures, that jacket is in that memory box.
Right. Sorry, I got a text message on my phone. I just want my stuff back. I don't care about whatever.
Wow, you hear that? I just want my stuff back. I don't care about whatever. You know, Candace, like, we're through talking about this. I'm not even going to address this any further. I just want my shit back. You know, I gotta go, right? I gotta go. Yeah. Busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted, right? Yeah. That's what that was. Anyway, it gets even better. Mrs. got a black eye. Oh, to-do list. The to-do list. Her to-do list was to take that box to law enforcement. But she didn't do it, right? She didn't do it. She said, Mr. Coffee. She was supposed to take it to Mr. Coffee. You know? Mr. Coffee. There wasn't even a mother freaking no Mr. Coffee to be found. Everybody was calling that place and they didn't have no Mr. Coffee. And right here, look at this. Look at this. Right there. There's the bathing suit. The bathing suit that her and Grandis went back to Allison's house and picked up from Allison. Right? Went back to Allison's house and picked up from Allison. And I want to tell you what, I bet Allison really had to wash that sucker in some bleach. And you can pretty much tell that this thing has been really washed to the max. Look at it. Let me take a look-see here. I say OxyClean. What would you guys say? I say this was washed in OxyClean. That's exactly what I would say. Somebody used some OxyClean on this. Absolutely. Definitely did. Oh, and they also used some stain right there, right below the fish. Oh man, I wish I had circled that. I wish I would have circled that, because right there, if you see the pink fin, do you see the pink fin on the fish? Look straight, go straight down below it. Straight down below it. Do you see how the lines there are? Do you see the difference? The difference right there, where you can see spot remover, something like Goo Gone or some type of stain remover. A very strong stain remover has been used area, because you see how it you see how it faded the lines. You see how these lines are real pink going across, but in that area right there, they're faded. They're faded. The lines are faded. They're not, you know, they're distorted. They're faded. That is right there. Is somebody tried to get something out of there? Somebody tried to get something out of there. Sure the hell did. And this here is the top Summer had on underneath the jacket. Underneath the jacket. Let me show you guys something. Hold on, I'm going to cover this first. I'm going to cover this first. Right here, right here. You see the top up here and the jacket that was in this box. These two items was in that box. Okay, let me show you something. Right here. Take a look. Take a look at this. The shirt and the other shirt. Now look at Summer. Look at the shirt down there in the neckline of the jacket. Where Summer on the milk jugs. Summer on the milk jugs. This is June 15th right there. Candace, Grandis, and Hunter takes her to the swimming hole. Right before they take her to the swimming hole, on the 12th, this other picture was taken with the little girl holding her up. Summer's sick. Summer's sick. They take her to the swimming hole. She ends up on these milk jugs. But take a look right there at the top of the jacket, at the top that she's got on under there. That top ain't pink. It's white. It's white. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. Right there, folks. Take a look. Do you see the top she's got on? You see the top of the jacket at the main top where the zipper is. Do you see the little white shirt? Can you see the little white shirt she had on under there? Well, look at this shirt back here. Look at the shirt back here. Do you see the pink and the green at the top? Do you see the pink and the green at the top of on the collar? Look at the white shirt. Look at the white shirt. You can see where it's got the same look. Right there. You can tell where it's got the print on it. You see the print on the collar of the shirt right there she's wearing? Look at it. I blew it up so you'll be able to see that it's got the print on the white shirt. And look at the collar of the shirt. It's got the green, the print on it. And so does the shirt she's wearing. So does the shirt she's wearing. So Candace once they got back to the house, after they took the video, once they went up on Ben Hill Road, Candace took the shirt and the jacket off of Summer. She took both pieces. She left the pants on her. She left the gray pants on her. But she took the shirt and the jacket off of Summer. The shirt and jacket off of Summer. Now, do you remember Dom Wells saying that Summer was wearing a beautiful dress? That she had a beautiful dress on? Do you remember that? He said she was wearing a beautiful dress. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He said she was wearing this beautiful dress. I think that's what Candace put on her. I think Candace put a dress. Once they got to the house, I think she took that jacket and that shirt off. And I believe, in my opinion, she put a dress on her before they put her in a black tote. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, because I mean, what other reason would she take the shirt and jacket off unless she wanted her to deteriorate faster, right? She might have thought it would make her deteriorate faster. But she left the shorts on her. But I know why she left the shorts on her. She didn't, you didn't want to take those shorts off, right, Candace? You didn't want to take those shorts off because we all know why you didn't want to do that. Yeah. We all know the reason for that one, honey. There she is showing all the stuff. All the stuff that was in the box. And a lot of the things she's showing is stuff that people sent her after Summer went missing. A lot of that stuff in the box is stuff people were sending her after Summer went missing. It wasn't nothing from before. It was after. But I did find this weird. Like that. That's stuff that people were sending her after Summer went missing. Those hair bows and everything. This was all after Summer went missing.
She wore that, you guys. She was a girly girl.
Just a little.
She didn't wear that. Those bracelets were after Summer went missing. Someone sent these to Candace. Candace got a bunch of that stuff afterwards because Candace told me. Candace told me she was getting a lot of hair bows and little bracelets and, and even necklaces and children's jewelry and stuff for Summer. From people. People were sending her stuff.
Bling bling, for a little girl.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And then one of her little kitty cats that she.
Now, listen to what she says about this particular toy. Listen to what she says. And then look at her face when she realizes she fucked up. She realizes she fucked up and gave information that, she shouldn't have gave.
She loved.
Oh, did she pack that around a lot?
Yeah, she did. She carried this around all the time in her pocket. It was like.
Oh.
And I have more of these.
You see? What? Look at her face. Look at her face. Look. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. She done fucked up. Look at her. She like, oh shit. Oh shit. I done told everybody that she packed this around all the time. What the fuck am I doing with it? What am I doing with this toy if it's her favorite and she's always got it in her pocket? Why do I have it? Why do I have it? Oh, because I took the jacket off of her. I took the jacket off of her. Right? That it would have been in the pocket of if Summer was, alive. If Summer's gone, this toy should have been gone. If Summer's gone, this toy should be gone. This toy should be wherever Summer is. How does Candace got a toy that Summer has all the time? What is she doing with the toy that this little girl has all the time? Like her favorite little cat. She packs it everywhere. How does she get it?
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh.
her one of her little kitty cats that she loved.
Oh, did she pack that around a lot?
Yeah, she did. She carried this around all the time in her pocket. It was like, and
Oh.
I have more.
Mmm. Why'd you? And she like, oh shit, oh shit. She even moves her hand while she's thinking it.
And
Oh.
I have more of these that she liked. Like, and
Oh.
I it was like,
Oh.
She knew she must. She was like, oh shit. And she put her hand, oh shit. Right. I'm going to tell you, man. These people are, they're like the dumbest fucking criminals ever, right? They're the dumbest fucking criminals ever. They're dumb. They're straight dumb. Right now, they're saying, well, we got away with it. No, you ain't got away with shit. You haven't got away with shit. Right? Prison's just waiting for you. You're going to get there. You better, you know, this is the thing. What's worse? It's worse. Living a life where, living a life where you don't know if law enforcement's going to pull up, pick you up, and put you in prison, or living a life in prison. Which one's worse? I tell you, both got to be hell. Both got to be hell. Right? Yeah, you talk about living on the edge. Right? You be living on the edge. Oh my gosh. Look at that dirty blanket. That sucker looks like it's been, just that blanket looks like it's been washed and still wouldn't come clean. Put a 1 in the chat if that's the feeling you get about this blanket. I feel like this thing has been washed, like really super washed, and still wouldn't come clean. That's just my opinion. And look at this bag. And this bag has these big stains on it. This bag has like these humongous freaking stains on it. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Oh my gosh. That is freaking disgusting. Doesn't that remind you of the mattress? Don't that remind you of the mattress outside? Look at that. It reminds me of that mattress outside the basement door, right? Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true, PG's little girl. Mm-hmm. The church scrubbed those toys. The church scrubbed all of Summer's toys clean and gave most of them away, like gave 99.9% of them away. So Candace may have gotten that little toy. She may have gotten that little toy back that the church. And I heard that Robin and some other people came to the house and scrubbed some of Summer's toys at the house as well. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. When Robin and some of the people supposed to came to Candace's house before they did it at the church. They came, and the stuff that Candace was going to keep, they scrubbed it all up at the house, and then they took the rest that she didn't want and took it to the church, and the kids and all of them scrubbed up those toys to give away to kids that didn't have toys. Yeah, that's what went on. Right. I think that was the first Christmas after Summer went missing. That was, in December of 2021. Yeah, and right there's the little sundress she was wearing underneath the jacket. That was the sundress. She had that baggage suit and that sundress on in the morning, and I believe that's what Allison washed. And they went back and picked up. And then she had that one little shirt and this jacket on in the car, and Candace had both of those in there. Now that is what's fucking shocking. Is she didn't only have the jacket, but she also had the shirt as well. She had the jacket and the shirt to it. She had both right there. She had both of them. She had this shirt that was underneath this jacket. Right there's the shirt, there's the jacket. She had both pieces. That would put Summer down to no shirt or jacket on at all. So yeah, that's weird. That's quite weird. Yeah, the lady that made this box. Sent it. Actually, somebody Cam knew. They gave it to Cam, and Cam took it to Candace. Cam took this to Candace. No, she really didn't have no toys. That's true. She really did not have any toys to begin with. I mean, it wasn't junk to her. It wasn't junk to a child. I don't want to call Summer's toys, what she did have. I don't want to call it junk out of respect for her, because I know what it's like to be a child with nothing. And I know every little thing you get means something to you. I mean, an And Your Mama's syrup bottle meant a lot to me. Man, I'd wrap that thing up in an old dish towel and, an old cardboard box for a bed. And that was my baby. Now you might think, that's junk. Most people would. I probably think it's junk today. But man, I tell you what, to that little 5-year-old, 6-year-old PG, that And Your Mama syrup bottle was everything. It wasn't junk to me. And I know that stuff wasn't junk to Summer. When you don't get no toys, you don't have anything, Man, that stuff, you do not realize what treasures that is to a child like Summer, to a child like myself. So I understand completely. And I don't want to call what little she had junk, because I know how much, out of respect for her, I don't want to say that. But you know what? She should have had better. That little girl with the money that Don Wells made, the money that they had coming in, Grandis's income, Don Wells' income. That little girl should have had a big swing set. Those boys they should have had a trampoline up there, a big swing set. You know, the bottom of that property should have been fenced in. That flat land down there should have been fenced in, and a big swing set should have been down there, a big trampoline, a picnic table, a barbecue grill. And they should have took those kids down there and let them play during the summer. They should have let those kids run and play all over that big giant field at the bottom of the property. Should have been their playground. That should have been the kids' playground. Summer should have had, that little girl should have had a beautiful room, even if it was small. Even if it was small, it should have been drywalled. It should have been painted pink, had white trim up. She should have had a beautiful little canopy bed, a nightstand, a chest, a big chest or dresser. She should have had a little, with Don Well's skills, she should have had a built-in little closet to hang all of her dresses and her clothes, a little dresser to keep everything else in, fix her hair in, keep all of her stuff on top of. I mean, yeah, if that basement was all they had, you know, down there in that one little area for her, it still could have been beautiful. It still could have had, you know, a door on it. It still could have had a door on it. It's, you know, it could have been boxed in and made into it might have been small, but Summer was just a little girl. And it would have been big enough for her. It would have been big enough for her. And she should have had big doll houses, right? Barbie dolls, campers, right? Campers. She should have had the Cinderella carriage. She should have had all the, you know, Disney princess dolls. That's the stuff that she should have had. She should have had, you know, all of that stuff. If she was, you know, I understand she liked Paw Patrol. Being a girl, there's nothing wrong with that. She liked Paw Patrol, you know. So, you know, Candace should have had, you know, the princesses stenciled up on her wall, Paw Patrol stenciled on her wall, you know, nursery rhymes stenciled up on her wall. They could have made her a beautiful, beautiful bedroom. She should have had all the storybooks, all the, you know, all the princess storybooks, all the things. Kids need all these things, you know. my little girl, had, it makes you feel bad. I told myself when I have kids, they're not going to play. They're not going to play with the Aunt Jemima syrup bottle. My daughter ain't going to use a syrup bottle for a baby doll. My daughter's going to have real doll babies like I wished I would have had. And she did. And she did. You know, she had the Barbies. She had all the princesses. She had the carriage. She had the big, Barbie mobile home. She had all of those things. She had the big dollhouse, right in the living room, like a life size dollhouse in the living room with plenty of dolls. And you know, and she had all the beautiful clothes. She had her own room, her little clothes hung up, all of her own things, as every little girl should. She's not little anymore, but she still has, a lot of her stuff because she don't want to part with it. And, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Some of her dolls are still, in boxes, collectibles. She didn't want to take them out. She thought they were so beautiful. She just wanted to keep them. And that was okay too. But, you know, when I was growing up, they had some awful nice toys. I just didn't get them. I got to see them. And the only way I got to touch them was inside the store. Right? I got to touch them when we was in the store. But when we came out of that store, those toys were still there. You know, I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to have my children live a life like that. Yeah, Candace is a garbage mom. She's a garbage mom. And I want to tell you, it's not how much money you make, it's how you spend it. It's how you spend your money. I'm going to tell you, my kids dress nice. They dress nice. Bought her a new pair of shoes for Christmas. I got her a real pair of really nice, real pretty um, tennis shoes for Christmas. And she liked them. She's seen them. She liked them. You know, she's like, oh, those are so pretty. So I had her uncle put them in the cart and, take them around, get them. And she'll be getting them for Christmas. And I picked her up some new a new robe and some new pajamas. Real pretty robe. Some new pajamas for Christmas. Sleepwear. Got her a new pair of house shoes. I'm going to go out and get her a makeup kit. She loves the makeup kits. So I'm going to go buy her a makeup kit to go with everything. And I probably get her. I done got her a couple of sweaters. I'm gonna get her a couple pairs of jeans. But you know, that's what you do. That's what you do. And you know, my last paycheck, I went and picked up my son a couple really nice outfits that I wrapped up, and I got him a couple other things, you know, for Christmas. And but you know, that's what you know you do. And next week, you know, I'll take care of my other son, and then after that, you know, before Christmas, I'll take care of each paycheck. I'll buy for each one of my kids. I'll do up their Christmas, and you know, with after I pay the bills, how much I got left, I'll go out and get them, you know, nice things for Christmas. It's how you allocate your money. It ain't how much you make, it's how you allocate it. I do what I can as I can. And Don and Candace wasn't doing that. Don and Candace was not budgeting. They was not saying, hey, this much to pay the bills, this much to feed the kids, this much, you know, this much to buy them clothes, this much to, you know, for Easter, this much for, you know, the 4th of July, this much for Christmas. There's really, you know, only 4 major holidays a year, right? 4. Christmas, Easter, your child's birthday, and the 4th of July. Those are the only holidays that really, you know, really take money, right? That take money. And you should, you know, you should see this coming and save for it. You know, I used to put back a Christmas fund. We had to, me and my kids, you know, after their dad passed away, we had to put back a Christmas fund. We take everything we had left over and we stick it towards the Christmas fund. And then we would decide, you know, if we want to get one big gift, like a TV or a gaming system or something, you know, for everybody. Or if we break it down and everybody, you know, get a personal gifts. We, you know, and as a family, this is how we worked it. And it worked out great. You know, we work as a team, you know. I always tell my kids, you know, Jesus is the main stone of our foundation. He's the real rock of our foundation. And we make the rest of the foundation up. And a weak foundation will collapse. We got to be strong. We got to work together. You know, that's the only way that we can keep everything going right. And my kids are great. They're great at working together as one and keeping a strong foundation. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have children like that. And the Wells could have did it too, because I'm sure between Don's income and Grandis's income, they had a lot more money than PG did. And I was single mom, 4 kids after my husband passed. We lost everything. We was in an apartment. But we made that place a home and we saved our money. And I did what I needed to do and we got out of there. We got out of there. We got a real home. We got back on our feet. And we're grateful. We're grateful and we're very thankful for everything that we have today. We struggled, but we worked together and we made it work. And it was okay. It was okay, you guys. Everything was okay. And it makes me feel really sad for Summer. It makes me feel so sad for that little girl because she deserves so much more. She deserves so much better. And that's the truth. You know, I feel kind of, I feel so sorry. You know, when I go into my daughter's room and I see what a little girl's room should look like, when when my daughter comes bouncing, you know how girls are, they come bouncing down the stairs, they come bouncing around the corner. And when I see her bouncing, I think to myself, Summer should have been bouncing like that. She should have been happy and full of life and bouncing just like my daughter. But she didn't get the bounce. She didn't get the bounce. She didn't get to look forward to stuff. Summer didn't get to look forward to nothing hardly. She didn't even get to look forward to Christmas because everything she got taken away from her. She just got to keep the scraps. And those scraps became her treasures. She learned to be happy with them. And that puts tears in your eyes. That puts tears in your eyes, man. It does. It puts tears in your eyes. It makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel guilty that I can hand my child so much. And these and these fucking people out there, like Don and Candace Wells, doesn't give their kids shit. And we have so much to give. We have so much to give. But Child Protective Services don't do their damn job. They don't protect these kids. They don't give us an opportunity to help these children like Summer. They don't give us an opportunity to give them all the things that we give our children. They don't give us that. And it makes us feel guilty that we ain't doing more to clean up our system so it can work for these children. It makes us feel guilty that we're not doing more out here in this society for Summers, for little kids like that need the help, that don't get it. It's like, what are we doing? What are we really doing? I mean, we people hold signs up every day. People are bitching and hollering and complaining about pro-life and pro-not life. And And I'm confused. I'm confused because, I believe that every child has a right to life. I believe that every child has a right to be born and have a life. But I'm also confused because what kind of life are they going to have if they get in the hands of Don and Candace Wells? What kind of life is that child going to have? The life that Summer did? And what would have been better? What would have been better at that point? What would have been better? Look what happened. So, it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? It's like, what are we bringing these children into the world for? To be abused? To turn a blind eye? To act like we're not seeing it? That we don't know it? Just leave them there? Just leave them there? To be destroyed the way Summer was? That's what I'm talking about, second to none. There is so many people in this world that can't have children who really want children. And those people would have gave Summer the very bedroom my daughter's got. They would have gave her the love that my daughter has. They would have supported her in her dreams the way I do with my daughter and my sons. She would have had a beautiful life. She would have had a very beautiful life, a happy life. She would have knew she was loved and cared about. She wouldn't have been scared. She wouldn't have been afraid. She wouldn't have been used and abused the way that these people did her. And she certainly wouldn't have ever been destroyed. And it really makes people who truly love other humans feel bad when they've got so much to give and they never get the opportunity to help children like Summer because Child Protective Services is too damn busy fucking up instead of doing their job. And that's my opinion. I'm going to keep it. Candace should not have been allowed to have any more children after the little boy was abused to the extent that he couldn't live a normal life. Every child after that should have been taken into custody. Every child after that. And don't tell me that we got technology today that will pop up your social security number as a parent and tell your whole entire history. It will tell everything, the hospital, everything they need to know to take your child into custody if you're not fit to take care of it. If you have a past history of severe abuse upon a child, you should not ever be allowed to have another child in your custody. Those children should have went to better homes at birth. Josie should have went to a better home. Wyatt, Waylon, and Summer. If Candace decided to keep pumping them out, Child Protective Services should have kept taking them and placing them in homes with people who would have loved them, cared about them, and took care of them righteously, the way the boys are being taken care of now. Right? And we wouldn't have to feel bad. We wouldn't have to feel bad that we give our children so much and this beautiful child wasn't getting any of that. We wouldn't have to feel bad. We wouldn't have to feel guilty. It's like I don't personally know everybody in this chat, but I do personally know a few of you. And I'm going to tell you something. I know beautiful Sunflower would make one hell of a beautiful mother. I know, she would treat a child like Summer, just like her own. Summer might as well just be her own, because that's the way she treat her. I know that Australia, she would definitely treat a child just like her own. Man, she does a beautiful job with her daughter. Her daughter and son love her to death, and she loves them. She knows what family's about. And she would raise that baby, man, like her own. And I would have raised Summer like my own as well. She'd have fit right in. She'd have fit right in. And I know my little girl would love to have a little sister. She'd have fit right in. And I know a lot more of you would have done the same thing. You'd have loved that child as your own. There's a few people in here. I know a few that don't have kids. They don't have kids. They want them. They wanted them. They don't have any. But they would have loved that little girl like their own if they could have gotten her. They would have loved her like their own. Because they understand a child is a gift from God. They're a real gift. And those children will be there when no one else is. They'll always be there for you when nobody else is, if you treat them right. That's your blood. That's your blood. Whether you had the child or not, whether you're a biological parent or not, that child's still going to be your blood because you raised it under your roof. You took care of it like your own, and you bonded. You bonded with that child. It bonded with you. It grew to trust you, and you grew to trust it. All children want is somebody who loves them, someone to care about them, someone to say, hey, you're not the little engine that can't, you're the little engine that can. The stars, honey, the stars are too close. Reach for the moon. Reach for heaven. Because whatever you reach for, you'll be able to grab and gain. There's nothing that you cannot succeed at in this world. If you can think it, you can conceive, you can definitely obtain it. Nothing's out of our reach. You got the will, God will show you the way. And you know what's really sad about all of this? I'll tell you what's really super sad about all of this. It's the only damn shirt and the only damn jacket she had on with those shorts was taken away from her. And I know Dom Will said she had a beautiful dress on. But you know something? Something in my heart, something in my mind asks me, PG, did she? Did she have a beautiful dress on? Or was that more gaslighting, smoke blowing bullshit from a motherfucking evil, disgusting criminal that likes to fuck around and manipulate people's minds? Did she really have that on? Or did they just snatch that away from her too? So they could do something even more evil to disintegrate her even faster. That's the shit that bothers me. And that right there is why I do not give a flying rat's ass about evil human beings. I do not like evil human beings. They disgust me. Because being evil is a choice. It's a choice. One that you don't have to make, but you decide to. Nobody controls your feelings. Nobody controls. Like Candace said, nobody fucking controls me. You're right, bitch. Nobody controls you. You can't even control your own fucking self. Because I know when you look in the mirror, you wish you were a different person. But your fucking evil ass can't obtain being what you wish you were. Because you are what the fuck you are. Evil, disgusting, ungrateful, fucking bum. That's what you are. You're a bum. Right? You're a freaking bum. You have no mother freaking shame. No fucking mercy. No kindness, no love, no caring. Not even for yourself. Because if you fucking cared about yourself, you sure to hell wouldn't be looking like you. Acting like you. Being fucking you. You're just disgusting and you appall me. I ain't got nothing for you. Nothing. And it goes the same for Dom Wells. Dom Wells, he so wishes he could be some fucking body else. But he's just an evil piece of shit, right? He's just an evil piece of shit. An evil, fucked up, twisted minded piece of shit. That's my opinion. I'm going to keep it on both of them motherfuckers. Whole lot more I would like to talk about tonight. Whole lot more. But I want to spend some time with you guys before I go out of here. I want to spend some time with my chat because I don't get to spend much time with my chat. And I'm going to tell you, tomorrow night, I'm going to talk about some things. I'd like to talk about Bree Tessner, the girl that ended up unalived in all of this. I like to speak about her. That was a real tragedy. 20 years old, no longer with us, like a whole lot of other people. Like a lot of other people. God rest her little soul wherever she is. God rest her soul. But I think she's buried in Johnson City, a cemetery in Johnson City. I think that's where her mother's got her laid to rest. But she died way too young. She was a very good person, Sad, like Dee Dee. Dee Dee was a very good person, just messing with the wrong pals of shit. They just mess with the wrong pals of shit. And that's all it takes. Mess with the wrong pal of shit. That's all it takes, folks. But I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I caught a little bit of crying. Brooks live today, crying lines and lies. If you ain't, if you haven't been there, I suggest you go. Brooks really fights for the kids too. She fights hard for these kids, just like we do. Just like, Justin, Smalley, JLR, Dolly. There's a whole lot of us fighting very hard for these children. Very hard. So, and I think, that personally, I think the woman, that, what's her name? Something Low, Sweetie Pie Low, that what her name is, I don't know. The one that's been affiliating herself with Ziggy and Fred and that woo-woo lady, Delafino or something Fina, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if she understands, she was talking, that about Ziggy and Fred not, doing anything, to make her feel, I'm bringing you up, girl.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good. Is that Dad sleeping beside you snoring?
No, that is my kid's uncle. That's my kid's uncle. He comes into my office and crashes. He crashes. I got a chair. I got a like a recliner in the corner of my office. where, I sit and have a cup of coffee and maybe go through, while I'm looking at all the shopping deals, or, just hanging out, maybe rambling through, whatever,
Right.
doing my dream stuff. You know how women do. We looking up recipes, and then we look into, who's got deals, and we clip our coupons and stuff like that, right? And
Right.
so I have this. I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it out of my office, girl. I'm moving it out of my office because he comes in and he falls to sleep, and he snores like a freight train, right? He sounds like a freight train. And
Right.
and most of the time I'll turn off the mic, and I'll go and, what are you doing? And, scare him out of his sleep. And he looks at me like, nothing. I'm like, you need to go to bed. And he's like, I'm awake. And then he goes right back to sleep as soon as I start. So I don't even bother to wake him up. I'm like, you know what? If you want to snore like a freight train and all my people hear you, I don't even care. I mean, I'm not even gonna wake him up, because
Right.
you know, I love him. I love him. And, so, but he comes in, and he just wants to hang out and listen to what I'm doing, and, and he falls asleep. And I'm like, but he gets up at 5:30 in the morning, and he works, all day. He owns
Right.
his own business, and he works really hard. And I'm sure when he gets home, he comes home, he takes a shower and pedals around, and whatever, and it gets him some food, waits, till dinner, and he gets him some food and stuff, and then the kids driving nuts, I'm sure, and because they exhaust me, so I know they're exhausting him as well. And
Right.
and he just hangs out, and then he usually goes to his room and crashes, watches TV or whatever, and crashes. But sometimes, not very often, but sometimes he'll come in my office, and he gets in that chair back there and falls asleep on me. And he's been doing it like here recently. He's been doing it, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't care. Go ahead and
Right.
snore.
It was funny. I figured it was Dad
I
back there
mean,
sleeping.
yeah, that's why his bedroom is in the basement, right? That's why he sleeps in the basement, because if he was on, if he was up on the other floors with me and the kids, it would be like, oh hell no.
You wouldn't be sleeping.
No, you know what? Um, we had something going on in our community, like this watch for this certain person, because a couple people had some problems, and
Right.
he insisted, because up up where we sleep, there's like a living room type um thing.
Uh
And
huh.
um anyway, um at the top. And so he was like, I think I'm not going to sleep in the basement. I couldn't sleep, down there anyway, because I'd be worried. So, because of what, this little incident. So he comes up and he sleeps, and, at the top, with to supposedly watch over all of us. And I promise you, like his snoring, oh my gosh, the ones that couldn't sleep was I told him in the morning at breakfast, I said, you know why I think you came up and slept? He said, I'm sure you're going to tell me. I said, I sure am. I said, I think you came up there so we protect you, because ain't nobody was sleeping but you.
Right.
You come
Or
up
he'd
there,
scare him off.
right?
Snoring.
You knew your snoring was going to keep everybody else awake, and you was going to be safe.
Yep, that's what it
I
was.
started laughing. He's like, that's what you call reverse psychology, right?
I love it.
I was like, you don't know, you about to get something in reverse.
You're going back down in reverse.
I tell you, he's something. He's something else. But
No,
when they've been with me for a while. My kids' two uncles. They have um stuck. They have stuck with me and my kids, like my own family. My own family didn't. My own family didn't stick with me like that. I got a sister that sticks close to me, but
right.
other than that, I don't really get along with the rest of them, and um, for good reasons. And
Right.
and my kids' uncles, they're on their dad's side. They're really really have been a lot of help. They've been a lot of help, and everything um, through through it all.
Do it
And
all, yes.
yeah, and my husband, we had little little, hiccup there. Um, I guess a week or so
Couldn't figure out
back.
why uncles was there, right?
Well, he was, saying, just kind of like, the bypass type stuff.
Right.
Well, since we're married now, maybe they can, get out and get and
Dad's ass will go before them.
I told him, I said, I'm gonna tell you what, they were here, before you came, and they'll be here when you're gone.
Yep.
So, if they choose to,
Go.
to go, then of course, um, but I don't think they're going. I personally don't think they're going to choose because
No.
they're not attached to me per se. They're attached to their nieces and nephews. They're
Right.
attached to making sure that their brother's kids are are well taken care of, and um have a better life in the future. Same as they got the same goal for those kids as I do, and
Right.
and until they meet somebody that they want, don't get me wrong, they date, they go out, they
Right.
date. And if they was to meet, if they was to meet somebody that they want to be with forever, then oh, they got my blessings, absolutely. Um, but right now that ain't their choice. They don't
Right.
want to get into all of that, and you know, that's their business. I don't get into their business. I don't get into my kid's uncle's business. Like I said, you know, um, we got a big house, and they got their places, and we got our places, and we've been like this for a while, and it all
And
works.
everybody's happy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't ask them what they got in the bank. They don't ask me. I don't, tell them what to do with anything, their monies or anything. They don't tell me. And, we live our lives, around each other. I mean,
Right.
we all meet up at the breakfast table. We all meet up at the dinner table, and we all say good night at the end of the night, and that's it.
Right.
That's it. And we've made it work. And I like to say it took a lot of work to make it work, but it didn't. I would be lying. It didn't take a
Right.
lot of work to make it work. Um, It just seemed to work
It fell
on
in place.
yeah, you know, I didn't know if it was going to work, when they first moved in, but
Right.
they both they both own homes. Both of them own homes. They're renting them out, to be here.
Right.
It's not like they're homeless. They got homes. They just choose to rent them instead of live in them, and that's
Right.
their business too, right?
That's
It's
right.
and it's not my husband's business. If it ain't my business, it ain't his business,
That's right. None of my business.
right? So fuck, he owns a house too. He's got his own home. Matter of fact, he's got a couple homes,
I was
and
gonna say, isn't there about two or three? Ship him to
well,
one of them if he irritates you.
he's got some homes, and the thing is he's welcome to go sleep back in the one he was residing in the most. He goes to sleep back in it if he wants to. I mean,
Right.
I
Right.
just I just ain't. Some people say, "Oh, PG's a bitch." No, I'm not.
No.
I just refuse to
You know
let.
how you want and things be.
I'm not going to
You
let
like how
someone.
your things.
Well, I explained before we even got married. I explained that he's supposed to be there for me, not everybody else.
Right.
And if he can't do that, then we can, we can get an annulment.
Yep.
Um, you know, I don't care. I'm not holding somebody, but I ain't going to be, you know, I come too far to be controlled. You know,
That's right.
that's what I'm saying. And,
Bubby and Sissy and the uncles was there before that. So
right. And, and my husband, I tell you, he, I don't know, maybe the snoring gets to him. I don't know. Maybe he can hear better than me. Like, I can't hear no snoring 2 flights up, but maybe he can. I don't
right.
know. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I think he just thinks it's weird that, two uncles are hanging around in his wife's house, with his
Too
wife,
bad. Too bad. He's
and
watching after Bubby and Sissy and you.
he knew they were here before he came, and, you know, and it basically, here's how I feel. Um, if he's saying that if he's saying that he has a problem with them being around in the house with his wife, then he's saying he don't trust me. And if you don't trust
Right.
me, you need to fucking leave anyway.
That's
And
right.
so that's the argument we basically had. And
Right.
and he's like, I got it all wrong. I got it all wrong. I said, no, you got it all wrong. You know, don't you can't be, you know. And he's like, well, you said don't say nothing to you about your kids. I said, yeah, and don't say nothing to me about my kids' uncles either, because I don't want to hear it.
That's right. They're
You know.
always there for you, before he came along.
Oh yeah, the one snoring, the one that's in the background snoring.
Hmm.
Trust me, he pulled me through some hard times. Like he pulled me through really hard times.
Right.
I mean, he had himself there when I was worthless. I mean, like, you know, I was like ready to slide down a wall in tears.
Right.
He was holding me up, you know. So I'm not gonna, but my dysfunctional marriage shit right now. you know, I, I ain't going to talk about it. But I think
No, it is what it is.
the thing is, my husband gets along with them great. He gets along with them great. He's a bed hog.
Good.
He's a bed hog.
That's what I
This
was
one's
going to ask if he's still pushing you out
he
of bed.
hogs right. He hogs the whole bed. I mean, I'm thinking the only one getting the crappy end of the stick right here, It's me.
His mama. Yep. Tell him
Right.
you're only in a size
I'm like,
6
shit, if
pants.
I
Now,
if
damn
I
it,
can
you're
deal with all of this shit, he sure the fuck can. Right?
right. Tell him you're tiny. You don't hold up the bed. You need it all.
Yeah. I guess someone's snoring. Trust me.
It was funny hearing him through there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, he's a freight train. He is a freight train, but I don't even care. I sit here and laugh. Sometimes I have to turn the mic off just to fucking laugh that he's snoring so damn loud.
You need to
Um,
start recording him and saying, "Now listen, this is
yeah.
what you're doing at nights."
In the morning at breakfast, I'll be staring at him. He's like, "Oh shit, I was snoring, wasn't I?" I'm like,
Have you
"Yeah,
heard from
you
Pam,
was."
Kate?
But tomorrow morning, I'm gonna tell him I didn't turn it off. I didn't wake you up. I don't even give a shit.
Oh,
I'm
have
just
you
so
heard from Pam?
tired, right? I mean, it's crazy. It's
It's funny.
crazy.
I love it. Listen. that's
Yeah, he's like,
that's how your son-in-law snores.
hey, for real. He's like, I'm like, oh my god.
Have you
Listen
heard
to
from Pam any?
me. Yeah, it is what it is. That's what I say. It is what it is. Pam, like,
Tate?
yeah. Yeah, I just talked to her. I just talked to her like, you know what? Crime Lines and Lies said she called her on Saturday at 2:30 in the morning. At 2:30 in the morning. Did you hear that? Did you hear about that?
Yes.
And kept her up to like 4, bitching about
Four,
Andrew. I
almost
think it
5.
was. Was it
Yep.
Andrew? I think it was Andrew. She was bitching about Andrew, and I'm like,
Munch.
I had to
Yep.
laugh. I had to laugh. But yeah, I just talked to her like Saturday. I talked to her Saturday. I talked to her Saturday
Okay.
myself.
We
Right?
was all worried about her because she's not in
Yeah.
chat.
Oh, she told me she'd be watching. I Saturday I told her if she wanted to, she'd come up and hang out with me. She said she might, and then I guess she changed her mind as as we was talking and stuff. And she said, "I'll
Right.
just be watching." I don't know. I don't know what's going on in her
It's hard
life,
to
but
tell. Hard to tell about
yeah.
the crazy thing.
Oh, I think see Pam, she really got into Summer's case, like you know,
Yes.
and um, and she she got she got treated pretty bad by a lot of creators, like a lot of creators, were really ugly to her, and
Yep.
instead of respecting her for the knowledge she held on Summer's case, and how in depth she um, knew this case inside and out, and spent so much time on it, researching and everything, instead of respecting it. They just were really mean to her because um, she would a lot of people had a problem with the bright light. A lot of people, but what people don't understand is her husband works nighttime, and she's home alone, and she keeps that
Right.
on. She keeps that light on to keep her company. A lot of women are afraid, right? And they keep the light on, thinking that helps and comfort them. It comforts them, and
Right.
and she has seizures. She has seizures, and I think she keeps the light on too, to
To
so,
help.
and the camera open, in case something happens, people would, um, try to seek help for her and stuff. I mean, she was
Right.
relying on us. She was relying on us as much as, um, we were relying on her, with all the information that, she acquired on Summer's case, because a lot of times, she would hear and see stuff before anybody else seemed to. And and would come up on panels and calling out and was a real help in Summer's case and everything. But she got, you know, um,
Pam's
there's
a good person.
she is a really good person. I think people just don't understand her. And a lot of people, um,
They nitpick at her, pick on her, and it's not cool. They
right.
wouldn't like it if we did
I
it to
don't know.
them.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to. I see, I understand Pam, like Pam talks really loud and Pam, you know, gets going, she really goes. Um,
Hmm.
and a lot of people don't like that. And,
Too bad.
and, you know, so I see, but it hurts her feelings. It hurts her feelings.
It does.
And
I like
I
when she
told her
says
she should have
dollar
started.
store.
Right. She should have started her own channel. She should have started her own channel and that way you know, she could have been a voice for the kids and she would have been a damn good one too.
Yes, she would
Been a
have.
damn good one because, she really fights to know these cases inside and out and she could talk about on any topic. I mean, she can talk about Summer's case, she can talk about Jack and Lily's case, she can talk about Emmanuel's case, she can talk about
Sebastian's big
Sebastian's case.
time.
Man, Pam really takes YouTube true crime serious. And
Right.
and really learns it. I mean, basically she does everything just like a creator would do. Like, all the stuff that we're doing on the panel, she's doing
Right.
it. And she don't even have a channel. And but she don't get the respect, that I think
Right.
she deserves out here. Um and
I
if
think I'm
something
friends with her on Facebook. I need to message her.
if something did happen to her, we sure greatly miss her. You know,
Yes, we would. Yes.
she's became a fixture, a big fixture out here, just like everybody else.
Right. It's
Everybody's
funny
a
when you
fixture.
start talking. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and when we lose these people, we greatly miss them. No matter if they're hating on us or coming at us sideways or, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And
It's just like Aunt Sherry was in the chat tonight, earlier, and I figured she would come up on panel, but she didn't.
right. I love Aunt Sherry. I love Aunt Sherry. No, they've been hurting her feelings a lot lately too.
Yeah.
She's been
Yeah.
getting her feelings hurt a lot, and I feel sorry for these people that um I mean, I don't think people know the pain that they inflict on other people when they're mean to them.
Right.
Some people don't care, and like Daisy can get real mean. She can get real mean. Day can
Hmm.
get real mean with Aunt Sherry. I've seen her do
Yes.
it and make
I've seen
Sherry
it.
feel,
Yes.
yeah, and make like they talk to her with no respect. But they have no respect for a lot of people, right? Day has no respect
Right.
for a lot of people. And I talked to Santa, and Santa said, I ain't getting nothing for Christmas. He said, PG ain't getting shit for Christmas, and that's okay because I ain't got shit for Christmas since I was born, so I don't care. But um, it's another
You
day
got
to
us kids.
PG, right? It's another day to PG. Like I told Santa, it ain't about me. It's about Jesus. So
That's
keep
right.
your gifts. But um, I asked him. I said, "Hell, if I'm getting nothing, what is Day getting?" He said, "A shorter arm and a bigger backside."
Love it.
Right. So look forward to it.
Love it. Right? Love it.
Yeah, I did that. And, and you said I wasn't getting nothing. All right.
Now you're going to get cold.
I got one hell of a laugh, Santa. Right.
Oh, Lord.
That's what you
This
get.
Kathy's a friend. man, what are we gonna do? We need to find out where she's at.
Yeah.
I think I think Kathy, the friend, has a lot more information like Dee Dee did, and now Kathy's mouth shut for some reason.
Right.
I want to know, like what is she hiding
Well,
from
I'm going to tell
Candace?
you. You want to know why Cathy, the friend, you want to know? Oh, that's what I came out here for. I'm going to tell you why Cathy, the friend, did not take that box to law enforcement. I got to agree. She did, you know, act awful weird with Candace, right? She acted awful weird with
Yes,
Candace. But I'm going to tell you, all these people acting weird with Candace, right? What the fuck's up with these
right.
people kissing her and getting all
Mm,
close to her and eating her food and shit? Ooh. Anyhow,
mm-mm.
yeah, it's like no way in hell, baby. Just thinking about that shit makes me want to mother freaking take a double bath with some disinfectant, right? But listen, yeah, for freaking real. But anyway, um, the reason she didn't tell, and it didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me until today when I was thinking about it. Sometimes you got to put your brain to work, I guess. But the
Right.
reason her ass didn't take that box to law enforcement, I tell you why. It's because she had her kid. She had her kid living with Candace Wells, who cannot be around children. If
That
she would have
is
took the
right.
box, if she would have took the box to uh, to the law enforcement, then she would have been admitting that Candace Wells is staying in her. There would have been like, how you get this box? Well, she's staying at my house. Oh, she's staying at your house. You got any children? Oh, I got an underage daughter, which Candace was staying in the room with. This woman wasn't only housing Candace, but she's housing Candace in the room with her own daughter.
With her daughter. Yes.
Yeah, because remember Candace did that live and she said, I got to go outside because I'm sleeping in a
Yep.
room with this woman's daughter.
Yep.
Yeah. So she was sharing, and Candace wasn't allowed around kids. I mean, they went to, they told the people up on the hill, right? They told the people up on the hill, you can't have your kids here. We're going to take them. We didn't take the kids off of here so more kids can be brought up here. You
Right.
will lose your kids if you bring them around here. Cam and Allie knew it. That other lady that Candace was hanging around with, shit, I should know her
I can't
name.
remember
Del
her name. I know who
Terry,
you're talking
Del,
about.
Del Terry brought her granddaughter up there, and they told her that they went to the girl's mother. They went to Del Terry's daughter and told Del Terry's daughter, if your mother takes that little girl up there again, we're going to remove her from you. And
Yep.
Del Terry's daughter told her, said, don't you dare take none of my kids up here again, or I won't let you see them no more. You
Right.
know, you ain't getting my kids took. You go up there on your own. And anyway, yeah, and then they went to the hotel. Remember that? And
Yep.
well, that was set up. Candace and that girl set that one up for him to come. But they went in there. You're not allowed. Is there any kids in here? They're not allowed around kids. And she knew if she took that box to law enforcement and they found out Candace was staying there around her daughter, she could have possibly lost her kid.
Lost her. Yep.
Her kid would
I
have went
kept
to Child
forgetting about that.
Protective Services. So that is why she didn't go to law enforcement. She didn't want law enforcement knowing that she was housing any fucking suspect like that up in her place around her child. There you
Right.
go. And she knows
And
it. She knows it.
then she said she knew Candace from the church. No, she knew Candace way before that church.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
She sure did. I think she was involved with Candace and Don Wells and them long before Summer went missing, if you ask me.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you, her and her old man and them, there's some weirdos too. You got to be a weirdo to bring people like that into your home and have them hanging
Yeah.
around.
And you know, why she wear that mask all the time? She's always got excuses. Always excuses.
Right? That's what I'm talking
Nobody
about,
wants
girl.
to see her ugly ass face. Sorry, but sorry, not sorry. You hang around the wells, you got some nasty going on.
Um,
Mama must have muted and woke him up.
Kathy got pissed off at Candace for saying something to her daughter, and it must have been a, something to her daughter, and it must have been pretty bad for them to split up. And
Right.
last time I seen Kathy, the friend, she was mother freaking crying about Candace. She was like straight mother freaking crying that Candace wasn't
Right.
her friend no more. That's what I saw. I don't, you know, I didn't
I
ever see
seen
her.
love there. Yeah.
I didn't ever see her pissed off at Candace. I seen Candace dump her like a bad habit, and her crying like it was, the end of the world for her. I mean,
Right.
that's what I saw. Like this shit ain't normal. This is some weird shit right here.
Did
Like
White Boy
Candace,
ever get the autopsy
Candace,
report back?
huh?
Wonder if White Boy ever got the autopsy report back, like actually what happened to Dee Dee.
No, he was supposed to have a special live, and I clicked in on it. It disappeared, and then he came back out, and he said that that he somehow he took it private and didn't know until people started saying where to go. But he said that
Right.
yeah, he didn't get the autopsy report yet. That he's supposed to be getting it, but he ain't got it so far.
Right.
Um,
And then, I didn't know nothing about killer looks until I talked to Phoebe. We was talking. I didn't know something happened to him.
oh
And I'm
yeah,
like, what the hell?
I'm going to tell you, thank God he's still with us. Thank God Killer's still with us. I mean, that kind of tragedy, God was with him. And,
Mm-hmm.
and
Did
I'll
someone
tell
try to
you,
run over him?
somebody came through. He was inside of a place and stalking. It looked like he was working. He was stalking, and his vehicle just comes through you know, and picks him up, and he rolls over the car and back down. And it was tragic. It was hard to watch, and
Oh my God.
but he was okay. Thank God he was okay. Right?
Good. Because it makes you wonder, because he's been getting very close to a lot of answers about
Oh
Summers
yeah,
and stuff.
absolutely. Well, so White Boy was getting close to a lot of stuff too,
Yep. And
and
now
look,
they dropped him.
yeah, and look what happened to him. And and Cam and Allie, they was getting pretty close to prying into
Yep.
some I think Cam and Allie got some stuff they don't even know they have, to be honest with you. I think they got
Right.
some footage and stuff that they don't even know what they're holding on to, if they still got it. But
Well, it bothers me because I remember, sorry, I got food in my mouth. I remember Robin was down in the basement when he was helping hang drywall when he was recording. And Robin's husband called
right,
her on the phone and said, "What the F are you still doing there? Blah, blah, blah. You said you wasn't going to be there. Put yourself in the middle of
right,
this." And then it shut
right.
off. And I'm like, where did that video go?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Where is that video? She knew Summer wasn't coming back after she was down there.
Oh
Makes
yeah.
you wonder.
I'm gonna tell you exactly. I mean, don't if you know something, I'm gonna tell you what. If I learn some real juicy information, something that needs to be, brought out immediately, honey, I'm gonna tell you, I don't care
Yes.
what day of the week it is. I'm gonna open a special live. I'm gonna open a special live up, like telling everybody. Because I'm going to tell you, once this out here, once this out, you're
Yep.
safe. You're safe, man. Because, that's the thing they want to stop is you putting it out. They want to stop you putting it out. So if you got it, I don't give a damn if it's
You
4 in
better
the
put
morning.
it.
Put it out. I want to open a live up and put it out. You know?
Yep. Because they're going to try to unalive you or stop you from putting it there.
Right. Well, Nana's Angels had something that she was bringing, and she should have just put it out. She should have, she should have just put it out. She might still be
Right.
here. She might still be here if she would have just put it the hell out, you know?
And her right, and her daughter was doing her lives for a while, like back in there
Well,
for a while, and then she stopped.
I'm going to tell you, these creators, their biggest downfall is, wanting to hold on to stuff and hype the people up and get their big crowd in. They're too into the click, likes, and views. They're too
Right.
into this bullshit stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, them fucking pennies ain't worth it. Them pennies ain't worth it, baby. Oh hell no.
Nope.
I'm gonna tell you, don't ever, don't ever have the love of money. Don't ever worry about the fucking dollar, let the dollar worry about you, right? Let the
Right.
dollars worry about you. Don't be worrying about them. Just, you know, I live with open hands. I live with open hands. You know what? I like being broke. I like being broke because it
Right.
gives it inspires me. It inspires me to get off my ass and figure out where my next money's gonna come from.
Right. That's right.
It works me, baby. It works me. And that's what I need. I need to get off my ass and figure shit out. And so I live with open hands. I don't even care. I don't care. I don't. You know what? I'm just as happy. I'm just as happy. When I'm rich as when I'm broke. It don't
That's right.
matter.
It's me.
I don't give a shit. It wouldn't. If I had mother freaking millions of dollars, it wouldn't last long. I bet you I could spend a mother freaking $1 million in 24 hours. Straight up. I bet I could
That would be
spend,
me. Yep.
I'd have no problem spending it. I
That'd
just,
be like,
if I had $1 million, I'd be giving it all away. I'd be giving it all away. I don't
that's
care for
me.
it. I don't care for it. I don't give a shit about it.
Money's
It,
evil. Evil.
it just, it spins, who cares? Who cares about it? I don't care. I know I need enough to pay my bills and take care of my family and everything, and that's it. I don't give a damn
That's
about
right.
anything. And I'm very capable. God, blesses me. He
God
blesses.
provides. That's right.
And God's been very good to PG, and I'm very grateful. And up to this point, and I pray to God, for the rest of my life that he is good. It's good to me in the future as he's been to me in the past. And
Right.
you know, and I don't ask people for nothing. I don't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know
No.
how. I don't know how Candace asked people for gas money. I don't know how Ziggy asked people for to pay her bills and send her food. And I don't know how these people, can be
I couldn't
bums.
do it.
You
Nope.
know, I mean,
Wasn't
where
she
the
working? Like, what
where
happened
the
with her?
fuck is your pride? Where's the fuck's your pride? Won't you get off your fucking ass and get a damn job and take care of your damn self? Why don't you do that? What's so
That's
hard
right. They
about
don't know how
getting
you
up
can't.
every day and taking care? It's eight short hours. 8 short hours, and if you work overtime, it's like maybe 10. So what's 10 hours of your day? You got 24 hours in a day. You can't
Right.
allocate 8 to 10 hours. to take care of your family. You can't allocate 8 to 10 hours getting off your ass and doing what you need to do for your family. You can't get off your ass, you know. And the sad thing is, you know, like Candace, her ass didn't even work. Her ass didn't work,
No.
and she did. You know, she didn't. She wasn't getting off that ass making money to take care of her family. And I tell you what pisses me off is she didn't even allocate that time. I mean, if you're not going to work, I was a stay at home mother before my husband passed away, right? I was a stay at home mom.
Right.
And I tell you
Right.
what, he went to work. Yeah, he went to work, but his job was easier than mine because I stayed home.
Right.
I had to make breakfast and clean it up. I had to make lunch and clean it up. I had to make dinner, clean it up. I had to, I was having all these babies, um, back to back kids and stuff, and I was raising them, slinging diapers, cleaning the house, cooking the meals, taking out the garbage, mowing the mother freaking grass. I mean, he come home and I done did all the gardening. I done did all the mother freaking housework. I done took out all the garbage. I done took care of the kids all day. And I also, was taking care of a lot of other people as well, like my mother, right?
Right.
I was taking care of other family members as well and doing a lot for them. And I was running people who didn't have vehicles and stuff. I'm running them here. I'm running them there. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And on top of, it ain't just cleaning house, slinging diapers and everything. You got doctor's appointments. You got the grocery store to go to. You got, shopping for clothes and shoes and I'm doing all of that. Candace is doing
And got to
none of
figure
it.
out how to treat. Right.
What the fuck? What the fuck was she doing? What the fuck was she doing? I don't know.
Drugging it
I don't
up,
know.
grooming kids, drugging
Right?
it up and grooming.
You got to get off your ass every day. And shit, I work 8 to 10 hours, and I still get up early enough to fix breakfast. I still get up
That's right.
early, I take my break, my 15-minute break to pick up and clean up and run trash out or whatever. Um, once in a while, if everything's done, I'll hit YouTube at my 15-minute break to check on things or do some research or look in or maybe stop in if somebody's live. But I got to get back to work. At my lunch break, I'm feeding my kids lunch. I'm mother freaking putting dinner in the oven, you know, and then I'm running back, doing everything else. My other 15-minute break, I'm checking on everything that I'm cooking. I'm picking up what I can, you know. Um,
Right.
it's insane. It's insane. And but this is the life. This is the life that you live. And how you guys have, if you're not hearing my kid's uncle snore, your mother freaking hearing the washer and dryer on tumbling and beeping and carrying on because you got to keep the laundry up. And after I get off these lives, what do you think I'm doing? I'm folding laundry, putting up more
Folding
laundry in the
laundry.
dryer and more into the washer, and I'm getting laundry done before I can even get in bed after these lives half the time.
Right.
You know, you got to keep up with everything. This bitch ain't keeping up with nothing, and she don't work. She don't do
No.
a damn thing, right?
Nope.
You gotta ask yourself, what the hell does these people do? You know, and it don't seem
Right.
like, to be honest with you, other than walking to the dollar store, it don't seem like Ziggy gets much exercise as well, right?
Right. Amen. Amen.
I think Fred pays her not to cook. that's, that's what I think. That's just my
Right.
opinion. It's just my
Doesn't he
opinion,
get
girl.
SSI or something? Doesn't he get
Yeah, he
SSI? He don't
does.
need to work.
He gets disability. I hear he gets pretty good money. I think that's why she married him.
Yeah. And I think she's got the truth there too. He's told her everything about Summer and she's withholding information about it. because that's
Oh,
all
she
she
would.
says. She talks about summer all the time. It's all her and
She's
Fred do,
always,
talk about
you
summer.
know, here's my thing. If she didn't think he was guilty, she wouldn't feel like she needs to protect his ass all the time.
That's right.
If I had, if I married up one of them suspects, saying I married up Andy Bernard, because he's, if I was going to marry up one,
Ooh,
that probably be that probably would be the one. He's the cleanest. He looks the cleanest out of all of them. Um,
right.
it ain't. I wouldn't fuck the rest. The rest are gross. But I mean, if I had to scoop to the low, low, low,
right.
outside of Kroger's, if I had to do the low, 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 um, and I tell you what, I embarrass my kids. I get them inside that Kroger store, and I'll be going past somebody, and I tell them, "Have you heard about the low, 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 low?" And I'll be doing as I'm going past them, I'm looking at them. My kids would be like, "Why you do that?" Just so I can see that look on your face, baby. Right? I embarrass the shit out of you. But if I had to do it outside of Kroger's, I mean, and one of them, had to pick somebody on that damn hill out of those, out of Andy and Fred and Don Wells and mother freaking what do you got? Chad Arnold's and the Light brothers. I don't know though, because I'm gonna tell you, one of those Light brothers pretty damn good looking, and he owns some pretty good property too. But
right.
um, I don't know, it'd be a toss up between, and I ain't afraid of none of them. I'm talking to Wayne right now. Um,
Right.
thinking about meeting up with him for dinner, but um, these people scared to death of the guy. I don't know why. He really
Right.
seems nice, but I find all those people to be nice. Um, but you know what? Like I said, say that I pulled Andy into my house. That would be weird. But say I did. Listen, I'm not going to protect Andy. I'm not going to protect him.
No.
I mean, for me to pull him in my house, I would have to feel that, he's innocent, had nothing to do with anything on that damn hill or happened with Summer in order for me to pull. And if I believe that he really had nothing at all to do with Summer or her case or any bad stuff where Summer was concerned, which I do believe he did, I believe he did. But
Right.
if I really felt like Ziggy said she feels, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to sit there and try to protect him. If he wants to talk, I'm going to let him talk. I'm not going to jump in the middle of it, shut him up, or keep him on the right path of all of his lies that he's told. And I'm not going to do it like her. I'm not going to do it like her.
Right.
I'm going to say, hey, he can say whatever he wants to say, talk however he wants to talk, because he got shit to hide,
Right.
and I'm just going to let him go. I'm going to let him do what he wants to do.
Right. I just don't understand. She doesn't let him, like, she lets him talk, but she's right there. And it's like he
Correcting,
has to watch what he
correcting,
says.
correcting
Yes,
him.
and
She's
correct
correct.
everything. Yes.
And then if he starts to tell something, she goes on and tells it exactly the way he said it before, where you could tell he's going to screw it up.
Right.
You know. So she's protecting him. She's definitely protecting his ass because she wants to keep that check coming in. What gets me is
What?
why in the hell can't people like her find decent human beings? I mean,
That
why
is
can't she
true.
find a good man? Why can't she land a good man? Why can't she land someone that, doesn't come out of a garbage can?
Yeah, it don't make sense.
It don't make sense. I mean, there's
Nope.
tons of men out there, you know, tons of good men out there.
Right.
Um, you know, that it's like my kids' uncles. I asked them sometime, I say, how come you ain't got married yet? How come you ain't settling down? You know, I hope it ain't because of me and the kids, you know. And they say, no,
Right.
absolutely not. And I said, well, why ain't you, you know, found you someone and married up? I mean, they're not that old. They're not like over the hill.
Right.
And, you know, they're still young enough to get married, have kids and everything like that. But I said, why have you not settled yourselves down? And, you know, they said, well, you know, we date. And they said they go to some of these houses, you know, some of these place to the woman's place, and it's all dirty, and they said they can't cook, and you know, they just don't, they're not marrying material. I said,
Right.
what are you looking for? You know, what are you looking for? And they're like, you know, I'm looking for somebody that, you know, can manage money, that wants something in life, that can, you know, that is going to be able to cook and clean and take care of our kids when we have them. And so far, we just ain't ran into that yet. I want somebody that ain't addicted to this or addicted to that, or, you know, wanting to party all the time. They're ready to settle down and, you know, be a parent and, you know, do all the things that they,
A
you know,
normal
but,
person does.
you know, one of them looked at me and said, I want forever. So, you know, I guess they just want somebody, you know, they don't want
Right.
a divorce. They don't want a divorce down the road. They want the right one. And, you know, and they ain't been able to find it. I told them maybe you're looking in the wrong places.
Yeah, and it's hard to trust these women and men out there,
Might wanna look in Amish country.
There you go. There you go.
Might wanna go look in that Amishville. If you want women that, you know, ain't addicted to nothing and clean and cook and do all these things. Right? I don't
Right.
know if it exists out here in the world today. might
Right.
might might want to find yourself an older lady, and you know, that the older generation cooks and cleans and takes care of things, right? Might want to
Right.
think about finding somebody a little older. I don't know. I don't know what to tell 'em.
I'm gonna have to ask my husband that. Why'd you marry me? He said he was drunk, I reckon. God love
There
him.
you go. Next time, um, next time my kids' uncles bring a girlfriend to dinner or cookout, I'm gonna be like, you need to get him drunk.
There you go. Get him drunk.
He might marry you. It worked for
Right.
my daughter.
That's I felt so bad for him. We had a late supper this evening, and where he eats and he has to get sick all the time after he had that stomach surgery. He says, "I'm gonna have to call a doctor back," and I'm like, I just thought he was joking at first. He's like, "No, seriously." He's like, "Everything tastes like poison." I said, "Well, I'm not poisoning you, but
Right.
it's because of the stomach where he had that surgery, and they told him if it tastes like poison again, to get back in there. So his food's starting to taste like poison again." And I told him, I said, "Well, we'll have to get you back to that doctor. Just don't make
I think
sense why
because
it's
those
doing
same
that."
men would have higher expectations. What did she say?
I didn't even see it.
I don't know. I don't know who they're talking about.
That is weird. Probably me. Woo. No, I'm joking. But yeah, but it is weird where he went through like that, at 16-hour surgery. It's crazy because now it's doing the same thing again. And I
Um,
told him, I said,
to
you took
be
too much.
to be honest with you, I think, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I think I don't think Candace. I think Candace was one of those. I had girlfriends. I had girlfriends like Candace, um, who basically they basically laid around. They basically laid around with one guy or the other. Like they would, they would like they'd be laying around with this guy, living in his house and stuff, his apartment or whatever. He's paying all the bills. They're getting very little food. Um,
Here,
but they're doing illegal substances. They're doing a lot of illegal substances, and they stick together because they're doing all this illegal substances together. And then when and then something else comes along, they get with something else. They get with somebody else, and they're laying around on that person, and they get with somebody else, and they're laying around on that person, and that's basically you know that's basically what Candace and Dawn did. They were two, when Candace finally got with Dawn, she's doing all of this substance abuse and I think Candace was doing substance abuse at probably 13, 14, 15 years old. She probably started, getting into that shit really young and got with that first guy doing it. That's how she married up with him and had them kids. And you see how that worked out.
right,
Then she went over, then she got with that circus and was living with those people for a long time, got over into Arkansas, and that's where she met, that other guy that she had a kid by that got took. And she was going into those soup kitchens and those homeless folks places where Don and his wife met her and took her home. And then she got with Don and went up into Tennessee, and you see how that worked out. So you
right,
know I've had girlfriends like that, and man, um they're just a fucking mess. They're just a mess. And they lay around all day. They like, you know, they just lay around all day long doing fucking they don't clean house, they don't do anything, just like seem to be seem to be, on illegal substances all the time. They don't even
right,
crawl outside. They don't even crawl outside till, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening before they even crawl outdoors.
right. You
It,
know
it's
what?
really weird.
Remember when I asked him, I said, why'd you marry me? He said, because he was drunk. What was the other one, Ray?
I said I was drunk. She had big tits and a nice ass. Now she's a bitch with big tits and a flat ass.
I'm going to beat him. Is that because we're old? Is that because we're getting old?
You might be.
Wow.
God love him. He is wound for sound tonight. I'm going to put him to sleep, knock him in the head with a hammer. Oh, God love him. Oh,
Funny.
he had to just tell it. God love him. I say, could you imagine when we're 90 or 100, how we're going to act? I'm like, we act like two little kids in the store already.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't think people realize that 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 child is always in them. That
Right,
that little girl, that teenager, that young adult. is always in you. You know, age ain't nothing but numbers, and
That's right.
those and all of those people, you know, are you. And um, I think that I think that people I think that people think that they're supposed to be an adult because they're a certain age. They're supposed to be this adult, this authority. And I think a lot of people are angry because they don't want to be that authority.
Right.
They want to be what they've been for so long, young and free. And 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 what they don't understand is you don't have to be that authority just because what society tells you you do. No, you don't.
Right. Right.
You know, what you got to be is happy. What you got to be
Right.
is, you don't need to be authority over nobody because people can take care of themselves. Um, what you got to be is a helping hand. That's what you got to
That's right.
be. When God made Adam and Eve, he made Eve to be a helpmate to Adam. And as more people started to come upon the earth, um, they were supposed to become, everybody was supposed to become helpmates to one another. What I'm saying is, uh, a family is supposed to help everybody in a family, the mom, the dad, the kids, everybody's supposed to help. Aunts and uncles, cousins, everybody's supposed to work together to make everything work for the family. And I think that people just don't know how to do that. I think that,
That's right.
the devil gets in the mix of it, a bunch of hate and jealousy and envy and all the bullshit, and it ruins it. It ruins it.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen um, a, a real Jewish family or a real Italian family, they all take care of each other. They all
Yes, they do.
they all they're very happy. You wonder why they got that gleam in their eye, and that and that happiness in their heart, and that calm, peaceful look all the time. It's
Right.
because it's because they all take care of one another. They all feel like they got the safety net because their family's always there for them, always letting them know that they're strong together. And
Yep.
that is what makes a strong, happy, you know, community, is when people know how to work together and actually
That's right.
care instead of hate on one another. And it's just sad. It's just sad that folks don't know how to do that anymore.
That's what I always tell him. I'm like, don't you ever leave me. I know we're all leaving each other at the end of our time, but it's crazy. I'm like, would you? I said I was. We was talking that one day, and I'm like, would you remarry again? He's like, nope. I'm like, oh bullshit. You know how men are and women. I'm like, nah.
You know,
I don't see him doing it. No.
people always think the grass is greener on the other side, and then only to find out that what they had was a hell of a lot better than what they were chasing.
Yep.
If they would have just understood what they had and held on to it and been happy with it, their life would have been a hell of a lot better.
You're damn right.
But when you're always chasing something on the other side, thinking it's better, that's where you fuck
It
up.
ain't.
That's
Yep.
where you make your biggest mistake, and that's where you end up losing everything in life. And
Yep.
also, a lot of people, are in, they meet somebody and it's like the love of their life. And then when that love of their life leaves them, they still hang on. They still hang on to this person. Like this person moved on. They married somebody else. They got kids by somebody else. They're living their life. They're happy. And this person is sitting there, even though they marry somebody else, they're still hanging on to this person. They're still got it for them. And they don't ever end up enjoying their life because
Nope.
they let something they should have dumped like a bad habit. The minute it walked away, they should have dumped it and been with the one they were with instead of that. And they would have lived a
Yep.
tremendous, beautiful life, but they can't do it because they're all stuck on something that didn't even give a fuck.
That's
And
right.
they lost so much of their life wanting to be with somebody else instead of loving and being with the one they had. And that's horrible. That is horrible. And by the time they figure out what the fuck they should have done, it's too damn late.
Too late. Yep. And a lot of people, that we know, everybody, like when, he comes in to work and stuff, he always helps me out, like sweeping, mopping, or doing anything for me I need. And they're all like, boy, she's got it made. And I said, oh, you just don't know. But, we all joke around. And they're like,
Right.
my God, he is a wonderful man.
Hey,
Like he
girl,
does everything there for us.
that's one thing I say about you and your husband.
Right.
You know what you got, and you're
Yep.
and you are willing to do whatever you have to keep it with you. And God
Yep.
bless you for that. God bless you for that, because a lot of it's like you married the love of your life.
Yes. Yes. I said, God did bless me with him. He really did.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Don't
gonna
know
tell
why. Don't know how I deserved it, but I got him.
you. Um.
Why couldn't Candace do it about Summer? You know what I mean? Look what she had. She
Oh
still could
man,
have.
I'm gonna tell you something. Summer was beautiful. Absolutely,
Yes.
man. That child had a light in her that no, there wasn't a building in this world big enough to contain the light that little girl had in herself. And I'm going to tell
Hmm.
you, I mean, she loved the outside because that's where she could truly shine and feel free. And I'm going to tell you what, she was a beautiful child. You could tell that she had a lot of love, kindness, and caring in her, and she just wanted people to care about her as well in a righteous way. And them bastards couldn't do it. They couldn't do it.
Nope.
And
Nope.
I feel so sorry for her. I do. I feel so sorry for her. And
It's like, why couldn't he do it to an adult instead of a kid? You know what I mean? Because that adult would have fought back. That adult would have told.
I'm
Summer
going to tell
Summer had
you,
a voice but couldn't use it.
I'm going to tell you something. Don and Candace, Don, especially Don Wells. Don Wells loves people who he feels he can control. He likes control of people. He will forcibly control people. Don Wells was one of those people that thinks he has some type of right to tell people how to think, how to act, how to live, how to do. I mean, he wants to he wants to devour human beings,
Right.
and use and abuse them for whatever sick, evil, disgusting thoughts he might have in his mind upon them. and and
Right.
and that's a tragedy. And Candace ain't no better. She's no
Right.
better than he is. Matter of fact, she gets off on it as much as he does.
They're sick.
That's
They're really sick.
insane. Them two son of bitches, man, they are a form of evil that's beyond evil. i'm not even
Yep.
sure I'm not even sure fucking Satan would like them, to be honest with you.
It's very scary and close.
I think Satan, mother freaking Mother freaking can't stand their stench. And that's
Right.
and I'm sure he smells some real stench in this world. But I bet theirs is the worst.
Hmm.
Very nasty. Just saying. That's my opinion.
It's true. It is. It's very true. Well, Mama, I don't mean to keep you. I love you. Prayers to you and the family. Prayers to everybody out
Well,
there.
and prayer to you
Prayers
and
Summer
yours,
gets
you
back.
know it. God
I'm gonna have to
bless
go
you.
in here and give him a hard time.
Hey, I love you guys. You know it.
I love you, Mama. You need us, you call.
Will do. Will do.
Well,
God bless you.
kick. Love you all. Prayers to everybody in chat too. Prayers that Summer gets found and gets justice.
Amen. Amen. Hey,
Amen.
I agree with that, girlfriend. I agree with
Sorry
that.
for keeping you. Night and love you.
Good night. Love you too. Okay. We're going to go out of here tonight, but not before I introduce you guys to the Pringle twin. There it is. All right. Look at that. See the resemblance? I do. Motorboat, motorboat. Watch. She's about to do motorboat, you guys. She's about to do motorboat. Watch this. Go ahead, Candace. Do the motorboat. Oh, shit. You see her do the motorboat all in Day Day's pool. She doing the motorboat with them big old dirty feet right in Day Day's pool. Look, look, she really gets them suckers going right here. Look. Watch. She gonna get them going real good. Oh my gosh. The only thing could be worse than that. Only thing could be worse than that. Only thing worse than that is if Dawn, if Dawn, if Dawn, if Dawn took the diaper floating in the water right after the day swim. Dawn grabbed the diaper and ran away. he he added it to his undie collection. He still got that big soggy diaper hanging up, hanging up in the basement. Right? Oh shit! Listen, you guys, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here before I really get nothing for Christmas. Right? PG ain't getting nothing for Christmas. I ain't been nothing but bad. I did get a laugh though. I did get a laugh. Day Day's getting a shorter arm and a bigger backside. See how that works out for her. Right? See how that one works out for her. That's funny shit right there. All right, you guys. I'm going to say good night. God bless. Much love. Keep those prayers going up for Summer. Always keep those prayers going up for Summer. In the name of Jesus. Amen. Best thing you can give anybody in this world, whether they're with us or not, is prayer. We serve a mighty God, and He can move mountains. Trust me, I know. He can move mountains. He can actually, if you have enough faith, that tree will uproot itself and walk away. That's the God we serve. You have enough faith, you could walk on water just like Jesus does. Ye of little faith. So keep those prayers going up. Because if we have enough faith in God, He's going to let Summer be found. And I know at some point He will. I trust in God. And I know He will. Good night, everybody. God bless. Much love.